On today's show, the miracle of marriage and the God who designed it. Dr. Doug Weiss is a licensed psychologist, counselor, and the executive director of Heart to Heart. He has published a wide variety of books on the topics of addiction, intimacy, infidelity, and recovery. With his personal experience, Dr. Weiss understands how hidden addictions can destroy lives and consume marriages. As the president of American Association for Sex Addiction Therapy, his main focus is seeing people set free from their sexual issues. Dr. Weiss has been featured on shows like Oprah, 700 Club, and Good Morning America. Please welcome Dr. Doug Weiss. Hey, Doug, welcome back.
Hi, Leon.
Good to have you, man.
Good to be back.
Well, we've been doing some shows together, and it's been great. But today we're going to talk about Marriage Mondays.
I love Marriage Mondays.
What are Marriage Mondays?
Well, it's something that, my pastor came to me and he says, Doug, I want you to do a marriage series. I don't want you to do like the weekend conference. I want them to get it week after week after week. I want them to soak in these principles that you teach. Because he read my book, and he's like, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
I go, okay. So what we decided to do is every Monday for like 8 or 9 weeks, show up, and we did an hour on marriage. We did a topic, like one time we did dating. What a date is, what a date isn't, why you want to date. And then they had homework to go date that next week.
That's pretty basic.
I know, right? Yeah, but ask your congregation on Sunday, how many of you took your wife on a date this week?
Yeah.
20%.
Yep.
I know it's basic, but I take mine out every week. That's why I married her. I mean, she's hot. I want to show her off. I mean, anyway, it is basic. So maybe dating would be one topic. But we created this series so that every church could have a Sunday school on this. They could grow their marriages, because marriages grew over those 2 months.
Yeah.
Because every week they got homework. Okay, then we did maybe feelings and being able to share feelings with each other. And I had them practice in the session. So at home, they practice in the session.
Very good.
And then there's this little worksheet they can download, and they check off that they're following along, and then they check off whether they did their homework.
So you know what that's doing? When you read the Bible, it's either a miracle or it's the seed principle. And too many Christians want a miracle. Pray for my marriage. I want my marriage fixed right now.
Sure.
Now it's done. But actually, everything in the Word that compares itself to the kingdom it takes time.
Yeah, absolutely.
The seed is planted, nurtured, and then something beautiful grows. And
Absolutely.
that's what this is doing.
Absolutely.
It's Monday after Monday.
And it's with accountability. So you suppose you got your Sunday school, you got 6 people, 6 couples, or you just open your home every Monday night for 6 or 8 weeks. Okay, and watch these couples' marriages really grow. And that's a fun thing. And you don't need an education to do that.
No.
Anybody can open their home and say, let's watch these DVDs.
Yeah.
Let's hold each other accountable to growing our marriage intentionally. And what would happen is, every week I say, how many of you did your homework? I said, now if you're not going to do your homework, you're not going to get a better marriage.
Right.
Jesus said, stretch forth your withered hand. Okay, if you're not going to stretch it, if you're not going to put what you can into it, the supernatural is not going to happen.
That's very true.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, without works, it's dead.
So you need to kind of participate in marriage, because marriage, so many people, Leon, think marriage is going to happen when you walk down the aisle. No, that's the birth of marriage. Okay, now it needs to walk and talk and become its own organism and find its own DNA and its destiny and why God made it, what he wants for it. Okay, and that's a several decade journey. So how we have to walk through this together, walk intelligently. So we cover dating, we cover money, but I'm a psychologist, and here's why. Because what do psychologists do? They clean up messes. Okay, so people fly from all over Canada and other countries and America to my office every single week. And I ask them, okay, how often are you dating? How about your friends? And I'll ask them about money. 100% of the Christian couples I work with who have significant money issues do not tithe.
Yeah, I think that generosity, that desire to give, man, that's a major earmark of where you're at.
Well, if you think your money is yours, you're really selfish.
Yeah.
You just are. And if you're selfish, you're going to have a bad marriage. Because selfishness destroys marriage.
Totally.
Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I talk on money and preparing money, your budgets and all that kind of stuff, pragmatic stuff, spiritually, praying together, how to set up some regimens for your spirituality to be working together in your life.
There's still people out there, you were talking in another show about the importance of marriage. And it wasn't just a matter of putting it in order. You said, this is what it is all about when it comes to God. Can you, because we're on a new show, can you just explain that again? Because that's what makes this so important.
Well, actually, the very last DVD, I go into that revelation.
Okay.
Okay, so I go 6 or 8 weeks building up.
Right.
And then I release that revelation.
Okay.
And I say, now listen, this marriage thing we're talking about, see, when God was creating, marriage was the final creation. Okay? God created Adam out of dirt. Then he created Eve. And then he created marriage. Marriage was his final creative act. That's what this is all about. Okay? A three-faced being. Okay? God wants to be in the journey with us, but it's us serving and facing one another that creates this Trinity on earth as it is in heaven. And that is what it's all about. And how do I know that? Because that's what the enemy attacked.
It's true.
He had, I don't know, months or years to attack Adam.
Yeah,
Never bothered him.
Never bothered him.
He was in the garden the whole time.
Yep.
Never bothered Adam. Why? Because he only kind of looked like God.
Interesting.
Okay? Then he sees Eve and he had to walk through, right? Then God brings them together. Now, when God took Adam's hand and he took Eve's hand and he brought them together, this Trinity thing looked awfully familiar to the devil. This was not what he wanted to see happen again.
Right.
Because Trinities are indestructible.